So now let's get into the regular discussion a little bit more about what we usually do. Just a little picture of the diamond trade, 16.3 billion mined, 21.5 billion, so there's about a 32% added value in the manufacturing. Some people will disagree about this, by the way. Polished in jewelry, the data says there's a 25.1 billion, and the business is about 80.1. Now, I know that De Beers has announced it's greater this year, et cetera, but you're talking about $80 billion that gets split up and divided with different added value components. After the mines, there's 63.8 billion. Think about that. There's so much more money in the distribution of diamonds than in the mining, which sort of makes sense because so much has to go to retail a diamond piece of jewelry. But this amount that goes to the different sectors, the cutting centers and the retailers, and this is all up for grabs. This is all changing, as I explained earlier, because the rough people, that's a funny name, the rough people, yeah, some of them are rough, they're actually gobbling up and going down into the retail sector. They're actually after the profitability and the added value that we have traditionally seen in the distribution system, and I'll get into that in a minute. So just to get an idea, rough production, Russia, Botswana, Canada, South Africa, Angola, 5 countries, 83% of the world's diamonds. Look at this by company. 7 companies, 93% of the world's diamonds. This is the official Kimberley process kind of a data. So you need to be careful about that. But it doesn't include all the artisanal diamonds, supposedly. But think about the concentration in the rough sector. 7 companies controlling us, handling our business. We have to beg 7 companies to give us our raw material to have an industry. Very concentrated. You can actually see what it looks like in this graph. So, what's happened when you have this kind of a market concentration? Well, the red line is the amount of dollars that the mining companies get based on the Kimberley process data. And you see it went up over there in 2009, and it just went up. It dropped a little bit in 2011. And the blue line is the carats. What does this mean when I'm getting more money for the same amount or less carats? That means that the price is going up, my friends. Significantly, seriously, consistently. So rough has been increasing in price over time, I would almost say mercilessly, in a market where we have found it more and more difficult to raise polished prices. And let's look at what that looks like. The grayish blue line is rough diamond prices. The red line is polished diamond prices. Hey, what's going on here? How can this be? How can rough prices keep going up and polished prices go down? Where's the relationship? There's something fundamentally wrong with this industry. Maybe it's market power, maybe it's coincidental, but this is the numbers that we're getting from the Kimberley process, which I'll talk about. Kimberley, I don't trust it, this and that, but these facts are pretty clear to everybody. And we can't get a straight answer from anyone. Well, get some kind of an answer from me today, but why is this happening? It's not healthy. This is not sharing. We're not just talking about Sierra Leone not getting their fair share. We're talking about the entire industry, the polished diamond industry, maybe not getting their fair share of profits. And the profits are there for the mining companies. Here's De Beers and Alrosa. They're making nice 10%, 23% margins. It's not like they're not making money. So where are we going with this? Are profits fairly distributed across the diamond distribution system? Is there a level playing field? Level playing field is very tricky. Let's say you go out and you bribe a minister in Zimbabwe. You might get your rough diamonds 30, 40% cheaper. You cut them. You sell the polished. Now, if you're an American company, subject to Patriot Act, OFAC regulations, OECD regulations, you're not bribing anybody. How do you compete against the guy who bribes? How do you have a legitimate market here? Where's the level playing field? Everyone is hurt by this kind of activity because if you don't bribe, you're not competitive and you're pushed to start to do illegal things. You squeeze enough, and it's not healthy. It's not good. But this is what's going on. We don't have a level playing field, my friend. Is De Beers manipulating the distribution of diamonds so as to increase their profitability at the expense of the diamond manufacturing, trading, and retailing sectors? Now, I don't know. A lot of people may have opinions about that. I'll present what I'm going to present here today. But this is not a good industry. This is not the way things should be in the diamond industry, in my view. Is the leadership of the diamond industry honest? I don't mean that they'll pickpocket you or maybe even lie about the quality of a diamond. But are they misrepresenting what's really going on? So we have in front of us two primary issues. One issue is attempts by larger companies to push out smaller and medium-sized companies through the distribution system so they can reduce competition and increase profits. That's what's going on today, in my view. The little guys. I don't know if you're toast yet. If you leave it up to the big guys, you will be toast. Attempts by the leadership of the diamond industry to greenwash diamonds. So that's one issue. Do we get rid of everyone in this room? Should the De Beers diamond go from the mine to the consumer? I don't know. I'm waiting for this. What's this new thing with synthetics? What's it called? Lightbox. Right? What happens when Lightbox starts selling on Amazon? Yeah, that'll be really fun. Or maybe Forevermark. I don't know. But the bottom line is that the big guys are coming down on us and the little guys are becoming toast. That is what I am seeing. Now, that's one issue. The other issue is this greenwashing. In other words, diamonds that come from illegitimate sources, which involve things that cause the playing field not to be level, those diamonds, they're telling you it's okay. It's fine. We have a Kimberley process. We have RJC. We have World Diamond Council. Everything's fine. I'm sorry. They're a bunch of liars. It's not fine. The situation is bad, not acceptable. And it's really upsetting to me because it just continuously goes on. And no matter how much I scream and yell, it doesn't really help. So I'll explain why I think that we have a problem with the leadership of this industry not addressing the issues that they need to address. We'll go into it with some level of detail in a few moments. But first of all, let's take a look at a video. Human Rights Watch on May 10th, 2017, I think it was 2018 actually. Diamond trade still fuels human suffering. Why? Why? Why should that be the case? Hopefully this video, whoops, let's go back one. I'll click on it. Video.
Nilipokuwa nataka kutoka ndo likanibomokea geni. Nikapoteza fahamu. Nilipopoteza fahamu, wakaja kuja kunitoa, waliponitoa wakanipeleka chuni. Kama unakamatisha na yenyewe inarukaruka. Na pale unapochoma dhahabu na ule meki anapochoma upepo ule ikuingia tu mdomoni makosa, unasijui unaugua kifua.
All right, so that could be Human Rights Watch. Maybe they're biased. Either this video is recent. That's a couple of months. So maybe they don't know what they're talking about. Maybe they just make money because they're an NGO and they like to just point out miserable things because this is how they retain their thing. But so now it's Martin Rapaport talking here. I'm making a living. Nothing to do with having to point out the evil stuff. As a matter of fact, when I point it out, I get kicked out of places like the Baharat Diamond Bourse. Look at this graph. Look at it, see if it's there. I'm not against the UAE, particularly I'm not against anybody. My friends, what the hell is going on? Every year, diamonds go into the UAE. I think this is 2015. I don't know why we don't have the 2016 data, but it's the same data. For some reason, we pulled the wrong graph in. But look, 5 billion comes in, 7.3 billion goes out. What the hell's going on in the UAE that those rough diamonds become worth more money? There's no mines there. There's no real. How does the rough come in and go up by 40%? How does that happen? How does that work? So I brought this up when I gave a speech in India, which was, I could say, not well received. And the head of the Bharat Diamond Bourse, who later actually threw me out of there, Anup Mehta jumps up and he says, no. I said, maybe you guys you're exporting diamonds to India, which cuts 90% of the world's diamonds, so you're exporting at higher prices so you can keep your profits in Dubai. And I don't care about transfer pricing, frankly. It's the government's problem. It's not my problem. I'm interested in who funds Al-Qaeda. I want to know where the money goes. So no. All the diamonds imported into India are imported at true fair market prices. I said, okay, I'll believe you. Could someone explain why the diamonds are being imported into UAE at 40% below market prices? What's happening here? The whole world's involved in money laundering. Everybody's busting their chops, filling out forms, checking off endless numbers of boxes. Where is the $2 billion going? What kind of industry? And this is the official Kimberly process numbers. Where is the $2 billion going? World Diamond Council. Where is the money going? World Federation of Diamond Bourses. Where is the money going? RJC. Where is the money going? Why the hell can't we know where the money's going? $2 billion a year. Slowly but surely we'll see. I can't get an honest answer. Are ministers being bribed? Where did, what's her name, Isabel dos Santos, how did she become the richest woman in Africa? I am telling you, our diamond industry should be ashamed of itself. And I hate these organizations that consistently pat themselves in the back of how good they are. Where's the $2 billion? And if you can't answer that question, don't sit here and make yourselves fancy, great organizations. You suck. Unacceptable. All right, part of the story. India is a great country, and I love India, and I have a lot of people there. I'm not against Indians in any way, shape, or form. And, you know, it's a big country, and the diamond industry people are great there, but they cut 90% of the world's diamonds, and they have no anti-money laundering laws that relate to them. Zero exemption. I'm not blaming anyone here. I blame the industry about Dubai, about UAE, yeah. But in this case, I'm not blaming. I'm saying we have to work together with our Indian companies to make sure that they do implement AML stuff. There's no excuse. 90% of the world's diamonds are coming through without any AML or CTF. We Americans are going down there and buying diamonds. Yeah. Are those diamonds coming from Zimbabwe? They're coming from the Congo? They're coming from Angola? Where are they coming from? No idea. I'm telling you, no idea. All they do is Kimberly process the goods, and the Kimberly process doesn't look at human rights abuses, doesn't look at anti-money laundering, doesn't look at counter-terrorist funding. We're not doing anything. Okay, Rapaport's advocating. How many years have I been doing this at the show? 20 years? But I'm saying to you, we're getting to the point now where there is so much more controls, so much more knowledge. We are probably a big, big hole in how we are dealing with our product. I don't even know. I worry. I said to my son Israel, why am I creating Rafnet? Why am I creating better ways to trade diamonds? Is that to sell more of these blood diamonds from unknown sources? We must know where our diamonds come from, everybody. We must know. We must. So I'm encouraging us not to fight against our Indian friends. No, no, no. They're our family. They're our brothers. They're our sisters. We are one with India. Don't get me wrong here. But we must work together to encourage the government of India, in fact, to implement AML and CTL obligations and monitoring and compliance on the entire Indian industry. India is a huge hole in terms of what's happening here. And here's another funny fact. Okay, so we got $2 billion cooking up in Dubai all the time. Now we got another interesting story where, according to the Bears announcements, official data, there's an extra $3.13 billion of diamonds floating around beyond the Kimberley process. And all these guys, oh, don't worry, everything's fine with diamonds. They're a bunch of liars. Additional. Now, maybe the Bears' numbers are wrong. Maybe instead of $3 billion, it's only $2 billion. You know what it takes to blow up a World Trade Center? I'm serious. Where is this money going? We're buying the goods. We're putting them in our jewelry stores. It's us. We're giving the money for these things. Where's the money going? It's not just that you have to know where your diamonds come from. You have to know where your money is going. I don't know that we're not feeding terrorist organizations. I think we are. And that our industry needs to get off our butt and really relate to these things by having relationships, by going in deeper with our suppliers, by knowing what's going on. So you're talking about 26% more than the KP. Oh, 2% of the diamonds are non-conflict, and then we lie and we cheat, and we say, well, conflict diamonds are only diamonds that are like this and like that, and, no money laundering obligations under the Kimberley process. The Kimberley process is a greenwashing machine, biggest greenwashing machine I've ever seen. And that's not enough. Now, I'm really hot today. I'm really pissed off. I'm really unhappy. Let's see a letter from De Beers to their site holders. In relation to programs such as GIA's Mine to Market or other downstream initiatives seeking to make provenance claims, seeking to let us know where our diamonds come from, we have declined all such requests. De Beers has declined all such requests. But that's not all. The site holder signature license clause, I'm quoting from the letter here, 3.6.6 states, you, the site holder, you, the accredited buyer from De Beers, you will not represent that any particular diamond or diamonds are sourced or originate from us or any member of the De Beers group except with our prior written consent, which they've said we've declined all such requests. My friends, I'm getting old, I'm getting tired. I really am. Yelling and screaming from up here doesn't necessarily change the world. But enough is enough. There's a red line here. You want to try to take over the industry? Fine. You want to go into synthetics? Fine. Free markets. But when you deny us the ability to identify where our diamonds come from, and I'm talking about 43% of the legitimate diamonds in the world, you're saying nobody can know where they come from but us, De Beers. We are denying the opportunity for the diamond industry to know where their diamonds come from. I say enough is enough. No, 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 I won't stand for it. And no one here should stand for it. So yeah, De Beers sales in 2016, 5.3 billion. KP was 12.27 billion. And I'm talking about legitimate diamonds here. 43%. How are we supposed to know where our diamonds come from? So look, let's face the reality. De Beers is proactively destroying transparency and making source certification impossible. And yet they parade around here like good guys. They're not good guys. This is the mother of evil. To say that when you buy a diamond from De Beers, you can't tell anybody where it came from, so now 43% of the diamonds are opaque? No, 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 no. De Beers is using their dominant rough diamond market power to control the distribution of legitimate polished diamonds by denying independent third-party source certification of polished diamonds. They're saying, no. You want to know if a diamond's kosher? Come to me. No one else can tell you if 43% of the world's diamonds are okay. Wow, unbelievable. It's not chutzpah, it's beyond chutzpah. And we don't know this. We make believe we don't know. And the leadership of the Diamond Street, where the hell are you? Shame, shame, shame. Now, it should be clear that source certification is the key to our future so that we can run a legitimate diamond industry. We can live in a legitimate diamond industry. We can sell diamonds with an amount of confidence about what's going on. But I still say go to Africa, go to Surat, go out there. Every one of you jewelers, get out there so that, take a vacation if you have to in India. Go to Surat, go to Sierra Leone. Go and touch and feel and build relationships with people who are on the supply side. Go far and deep into the rest of the world. Stop sitting here like ducks to be shot. Because let me tell you something, guys. If you just sit here and rely on De Beers, you're going to be out of business. Number of jewelers are going to keep declining because they will take over the distribution. But I'll deal with those issues. But I want to talk about source certification. Who needs it? Everybody needs to know where diamonds come from. Government regulations. OFAC, FinCEN, Patriot Act, OECD, corporate responsibility. If you're on the board of, say, that Signet, and you're in some kind of a blockchain agreement with De Beers, and De Beers is doing the kind of stuff they shouldn't do, expect an antitrust investigation. Expect it, because I will make sure it happens. So corporate responsibility, brand threat. You're selling diamonds that come from I don't know where. Socially conscious consumers. Ethical competition. My diamonds are better than your diamonds because I know where they came from. Synthetics and treatments. We don't know what's in our, we don't know where diamonds come from. We don't even know if they're diamonds. Bank regulations, law enforcement. All of this dances around the same circle of source certification. So why am I so bent out of shape today? I'm bent out of shape because my source certification capabilities in RapNet cut off by De Beers. They want to use that to control the distribution of legitimate diamonds. No. But source certification is the way that we have to go. But I'm telling you, everybody's got to participate in this. We have to investigate our suppliers. Not just the guy in India. Go to Africa, go to Surat, go to the sources. Let's get into this business, not just to sell, but the buy side. If we buy better, that's how we make money, everybody. Think about what we can do as jewelers, even small. We will try at Rapaport to make trips, to do whatever we can to encourage better relationships between the supply side and the demand side of the equation. So source certification and transparency, Rapaport's working on it. What we're going to work on is something very simple at the beginning. The mine invoice, assuming the mine is RJC certified. And you don't even mind if De Beers says it comes from one of 6 mines or 7 mines. As long as all of the components are kosher, the end thing is kosher. So if you got 7 mines, you're De Beers, it's okay, as long as all the mines are RJC. But I got to see an invoice. I got to see an invoice from a mining company that's legitimate that says there's a 10 carat, a 5 carat, a 3 carat, a 2 carat. And then every one of those stones gets tracked through the factory. Because the factories have software that monitors diamonds so that the people shouldn't steal them. Very sophisticated software. Syringe machines doing graphs of what the diamond is. Workstations. We'll have Rapaport people go into a factory and say, workstation 14, we looked at your software. There's supposed to be a half carat working here. Show me the stone. We're modeling it after kosher certification. And then, of course, get to the GI grading report. Or it could be an IGI, or it could be another grading report. It could be an IIDGI. We're not against De Beers. Anything good that they do. Now, when you get that grading report, you know you can match the diamond to the grading report. So if you can go from the rough invoice to the grading report, Rapaport can say, we will give you a source certificate for this GIA number 1234. Now the diamond can trade hands 1,000,000 times. Who cares? So this idea of being able to create, and we're going to do this on RapNet. We're going to give little green stars. And the green, I got to ask Savo. This diamond, we know where it came from. We got all the data on it. This is a very important part of our future as a diamond industry, being able to authenticate where our diamonds are coming from and even authenticate that they are diamonds. So I had 2 primary issues that I told you before, and let's try to understand them. One is this attempt to control the distribution system, and so we could raise prices for rough. Another is the ethical and moral responsibility that we have to know where our diamonds come from. This guy, Dana Schorr is an interesting guy. He was very Trumpian, Rapaportian, big pain in the ass for everybody. Very sad, he actually died at the age of 63. He was born same year I was born. I'm 66. He died at 63, 3 years ago. Now, he went to these meetings, and he started to say things like, artisanal diggers are going to get screwed because of all of this compliance stuff that we're doing. It's all about the marketing. He was against RJC for that reason. I was for RJC, and I'm still for RJC. I still think people should become RJC members. Please, do that. Because it puts us on the slippery slope of legitimacy. It puts us in the right direction. I think what the RJC is doing is good, but it is totally half-assed. It's not even half-assed, if you ask me. It's not even 10th-assed. It's just blah. It's a marketing game, like you guys said. He said he believed that industry leaders would use the concept of responsible sourcing to apply compliance standards that will eliminate small and medium-sized dealers. That's what he said. He believed RJC would be used as a marketing tool to greenwash diamonds and gems without doing anything to help artisanal miners. I sort of agree with that. And I'll say one thing very simple. Where the hell's the $2 billion out of Dubai? You can't answer that question. You should be walking very low. You should be you should be very ashamed of yourself. I thought him wrong, but he was right. He died. It's a shame that he died because, he was a real rambunctious troublemaker. At least I felt there was someone that was more bothersome than me. But I do want to remember him today. And I remember his ideals and his values. I had told him once that we had a conference we were going to do, and I didn't invite him because I felt that he would be disruptive. And I promised to write an article about him, which I didn't do, a big interview, and so I want to mention him now. And I think that the things that he pointed out, which was the relationship between trying to create an ethical standard for diamonds and trying to destroy the middle market, would work together. And when you think about what's going on with this, De Beers' refusal to allow people to know where their diamonds come from, I think Dana hit it right on the head. Right on the head. And it's just amazing. Okay, so we're going to stop everybody from knowing where the diamonds come from. Totally amazing. So the De Beers problem, De Beers trying to control the distribution of their diamonds from mine to consumer. Over time, they will be cutting us out of the diamond business. No one here should be under the illusion that there's a lot of room for small to medium-sized dealers in the, I'll call it the De Beers, Bain plan. Maybe it's the Pain plan, okay? Which basically says that we should be highly efficient, and who needs all these people making free markets for their polished diamonds? Should the diamond industry trust De Beers' leadership? We've been in that way, and we'll talk a little bit about synthetics and lightbacks, but should we trust their leadership? Are they leaders of the diamond industry? Why is De Beers denying source information while branding their own socially responsible diamonds? It's exactly what Schorr was talking about. So they're going to make their so-called blockchain or BS chain. They're going to do this stuff their way. Supposedly will be open. I don't believe them as far as I can throw them. But meantime, nobody else can say that 43% of the diamonds where they came from. Why is that? That's a tool. It's a device. It's a way to force, to coerce, to monopolize. And what about De Beers synthetics and lightbox that everybody is talking about today? Look, I think we need to understand something about De Beers. De Beers is a corporation. The diamond industry for generations has been a family business, and we treat each other as family, and we love each other as family, and we fight as family. Corporations do not have a heart. They do not have a soul. They are making money, and they don't care about anything else. Face it. How many people here own Anglo-American shares? Not many. Not anybody. Well, you're suckers. Because the bottom line here is that is what De Beers believes in and stands for and goes for. Mickey Mouse has a wonderful costume, but my friends, there is no Mickey Mouse. Santa Claus doesn't exist. De Beers is not your family, it's not your friend, it's not your daddy, it's not your mommy. De Beers is simply a cold, cruel corporation in the business of optimizing how much money they can make. They'll throw out a few little, well, we love you and we like you, we'll give you some charity here and there, but that's not their purpose. I would say to De Beers is no longer diamanteurs. They are not members of our community. They are people who prey upon us. Synthetics. Now, they're geniuses. The smart part of what they're doing with Lightbox and synthetics, I mean, it's amazing. And we have to respect them. We have to respect people, even if we emotionally don't agree with them. Here, I have this whole thing about Trump in this magazine here, right? Doesn't mean you have to like Trump. You got to understand what Trump is doing. And when Trump does something that's brilliant, he's doing something brilliant. De Beers does brilliant things. By bringing down the price of the synthetics, they're knocking out all those people who are parasites on the natural diamond business. They're parasites. They're literally bloodsuckers who come in there and say, well, how much is a natural diamond? I'll give you a 30%, 50%, I'll give you some kind of discount to that. But they're not natural diamonds because you can turn them out of a machine. They're not scarce. What would the value of $1 be if I could go to my copy machine and just print out any unlimited amount of dollars? Saying that synthetic diamonds are a substitute for natural diamonds is a lie. And now De Beers is doing a good job because they're saying, yeah, we understand that. So by pricing it at $800 a carat, they're going to knock out all those people who are riding us, which is fine. I respect De Beers for that. I thank De Beers. I think that's a great idea. On the other hand, it's interesting to see what they're doing. I think Sally Morrison said it the best. I didn't write it in my thing over here. And I think probably she didn't mean to, but she said it and they repeated it. So maybe I should actually, quote her on this issue, if I can find it in my little computer here. Natural diamonds are for once in a lifetime occasions. Again, natural diamonds are for once in a lifetime occasions. So what are we doing with our natural diamonds, jewelry and stuff? Now, I don't blame De Beers for identifying the opportunity that good, sexy, fun synthetic diamonds can bring to women and get them to buy diamonds. And Nicky Oppenheimer once said to me that when people buy inexpensive diamonds, they later buy more expensive diamonds. And maybe if people buy synthetics and the little trinkets, they'll want and they'll desire more. So it's too early to call them out on trying to see a business opportunity and to take that business opportunity called fashion jewelry using synthetic diamonds. So they're doing their business. They can make money. Why shouldn't they make money? Would you rather someone else did it? So I don't blame De Beers for having a dominant market position in synthetics and being able to put them out cheap and seeing a business opportunity. But all of us in the industry have to start thinking about, what about real diamond fashion jewelry? What's going to happen to that? What about natural melee? What's going to happen to that? Are we also going to build, maybe De Beers will also do advertising for real diamond fashion jewelry. So I'm not here to complain against someone about what they're not doing wrong, if they're doing some things that are interesting and maybe potential. But I think that as one very high-level person in the diamond industry said to me, I've lost my faith in De Beers. I said, hey. I say, hey, stupid. But hey, stupid, since when did you think have faith in De Beers? Have faith in God. Have faith in your family and your wife, your children. Faith in De Beers. They're not a religion, everybody. So, now we've sort of woken up to the reality that we are in, which is, here's a company that's going to do what it takes to maximize their profits. And I'm not saying that's necessarily a bad thing. I'm not for holding small people and keeping them alive in the diamond industry on life support if, in fact, they can't afford to really, and they're not adding value and stuff. We live in a competitive environment. We're getting crashed by Amazon and everything else on the internet. So I'm not here to try to preserve things that should not be preserved because of competitive forces in the market, changing norms and behavior or fashion and design. That's okay. I have no complaint with De Beers about that. But I do think we need to understand that De Beers does not lead the diamond industry. De Beers leads De Beers. Their interests are often at conflict with ours. And we need to start protecting ourselves. And we need to start working hard to figure out how to promote diamonds and how to make sure that we maintain our position. So, the synthetic thing, brilliant move from an economics perspective. Questionable in terms of the impact it'll have on us who are selling fashion jewelry. And I really think we need to start talking to some people in the fashion jewelry business about, hey, what is the role of diamonds going to be like here? Will diamond fashion jewelry be good? Maybe De Beers will spend an equal amount of money on the natural diamond side, on the melee side. And maybe the Russians, maybe other people will come in. But I am saying to you, this is a very interesting point in time. We're now at a certain milestone where we're starting to think about who's our daddy. Do we have a daddy? And I'm telling you, my friends, De Beers does a lot of good things, but they're not your daddy. All right, so U.S. retailers and dealers must do whatever we can to ensure a reasonable supply of diamonds from ethical, transparent, and competitive markets. Because the only way you can get a diamond is if someone feeds you the price. Well, you're not going to have much opportunity to have a bid-ask market, a middle market. You know, it's going to start to become very dominating. You'll become the slave of De Beers. I don't know if the Indians or the American retailers are the new blacks of De Beers. I don't know. But all I can tell you is, if you've got De Beers on one side with rough pricing, and there's other suppliers, they have only 43% of the market, only 43%. And now you got, I don't know, Signet or Walmart or someone on the other side of the equation. And you're standing between these two hard rocks. Profits are going to be very limited. You'll work as long as it pays for you to service them, as long as the retailers are useful and selling the percentage of consumers that prefer to buy by going into a store. But it wouldn't blow me away if Forever Mark opened up their own stores right across from your retail shop. Wouldn't surprise me. And again, it's not necessarily evil, it's just the way of the world. Don't be naive. So we need to find ways to make our products special. I'm going to look for support for United States Department of Justice antitrust investigation of De Beers to force them to allow clients to disclose the source of their diamonds. I will not allow this to continue to the best of my ability. And I call upon people here who are also engaged, or as they would say, seized by this issue, to come and talk to me and talk to us. Look, the Rapaport Group's a business. We're not in the legal business. I don't want to have to do this. But I believe that the future of our industry requires transparency about where rough diamonds come from. And I will do my best to battle those with every legal device capable. And I think the Department of Justice should look at this issue. Because, in fact, if RapNet tomorrow wants to give little green stars to diamonds coming from legitimate sources, 43% of those diamonds are now taken away from our ability to differentiate good diamonds from, let's call it, unknown diamonds. Not acceptable. If De Beers uses their market power to disturb freely competitive diamond markets, as in, this is how we distribute it, you have to buy it this way, and their brands, competitive diamond markets and brands, their brands, De Beers and their brands, should be excluded from the United States and other markets. So I don't believe De Beers has an inalienable right to operate in the United States of America if they are not providing, if they are working in an opaque, non-transparent manner regarding 43% of the world's diamonds. I think they should be kicked out. So it's tough. I mean, what can I tell you? I'm honestly, I don't know what to do about the $2 billion out of Dubai. I don't know what to do about the extra $3.1 billion. I don't know what to do about the fact that there's no AML or CTF in India. All these things weigh heavy on me, so I say I can't fight the evil. But let us at least create good. Let us, if we can't fight evil, let us say, okay, I can't stop diamond smuggling, I can't stop, I don't know, Dubai, but let me at least identify the good diamonds so that people have an incentive to go on the good path. And then maybe there'll be a higher price for diamonds with a green star. Maybe people are consumers and jewelers and are ethical in their business and they really want to do the right thing. To stop that, to stop the good part from happening. That's the mother of evil. That's really got me burnt up here. So we must recognize that dirty diamonds are part of our industry. And big organizations like De Beers will use that to push us, middle people, out of the business. It's a great device. Our diamonds are kosher. Everybody else, I don't know. So you better buy from us. And you better buy from our designated retailers. You better buy from our Forever Mark brand. You better buy from our De Beers stores. Because the other stuff, you don't know what it is, because we haven't allowed anyone to know about those diamonds. It's very subtle. A lot of people miss it. Small and medium-sized stores cannot rely on De Beers and other big organizations to ensure their survival and credibility. There's riches in the niches, guys. You're a retailer today. Think carefully about how you can use supply, how you can use buying, how you can use a trip to India. Come to India, please. Come to India. We're going to Surat. I'm going to Surat on the 10th of July. I'm going in August. We have office, 90 people there. Come to India. Come to Sierra Leone. Come and see and think and be engaged with the supply side of your business as much as you are on the selling side. How you buy, I'm telling you, my friends, that's where the money will be. And not just money, it's going to be survival. The U.S. buys 50% of the world's diamond jewelry. That's $41 billion. We are the biggest, the most important. You have no power over suppliers. They come in here. New York diamond industry has been ruined. It's been, I don't know how to describe it. Outrageous. Our diamond industry in New York is, we used to have 2,000. Okay, you can't stop the clock. You know, if cutting is cheaper in India, Indians should cut the diamonds. Not even a question. But as dealers, as middle marketers, as wholesalers, we've been decimated. So we're not fighting for our existence. And if we keep laying down like this, we're not going to be around for much longer. U.S. trade organizations are not using our purchasing power to ensure a level playing field for us in America. I'm wearing my American flag because there's many ways to see the diamond industry, and I see it from an American perspective. And why shouldn't I? 51% of the diamonds, after all, end up here, and I'm an American. So yeah, I'm an American, and I'm going to look from the American perspective. So what is going on with this? I mean, example, and again, I'm not against India. I want us to love Indians. I want us to support the Indian community. I want us to bring them closer. I want us to be one. But why is it that they charge us 32% for jewelry or 31%, and we charge 5.5%? Why is it they just doubled their import fee on diamonds? Okay, there's World Trade Organization garbage, but if you want to really understand tariff issues, you should read our article here about Trump trade policy. But these kinds of, if we had people that were representing the United States industry correctly, we would not be in such a position where we are treated like, not even like garbage. They would have respect for us because we're the buyers. But the buyers in this industry are nobodies. We're segmented out, we're chopped up, or we're not, our power as buyers, totally not there. And you can see that in the largest import to the United States is India with $4 billion, followed by Israel. But again, 90% of the diamonds are cut in India. So we have relations with India. We have relations with Israel. We should fan out as retailers, as Americans, and we should go to these countries, and we should visit these. Even if you don't buy diamonds, don't have to buy diamonds. Come to Surat. Don't buy diamonds. Just meet people. Come to Sierra Leone. Get a handle. Get an understanding. Get a feeling. Get a relationship. Go beyond the product to the people behind the product. It's all about relationships. Relationships with our Indian suppliers. They're good people, these Indian guys, I'm telling you. And they're just under the pressure from the bears as much as we are. Trust me on this. They're squeezed too. So they're jumping into our market because they're squeezed there. So if the mining guys are squeezing, how are you going to make money? Rough is so expensive. You start going downstream. You start squeezing the wholesalers. You start opening up your offices here. You start pushing out the retailers. So our whole industry is now being pushed and squeezed and confronted by all this stuff. And then underneath it all lies this $2 billion from Dubai, $3.1 billion extra floating around. I mean, it's not a healthy situation, to put it mildly. So what's our solution? Oh boy, we got to hurry up here. Retailers go to rough, go to polished. Retail, wake up. Retail, think about your market power. It's time for diamond cutters, dealers, and retailers to practically source their diamonds, visiting places, transcend the product to the people behind it. Transcend the product to the people. Survival of the diamond industry means creating a mutually beneficial relationship with your suppliers. Really get to know your suppliers. I'll be traveling to Surat. I'll be traveling to July 10th, early August. A team will be going to Sierra Leone again. I really invite you all to do that. Another minute, so let me end this. So it's conclusion. The diamond industry is under pressure. No denying that. Diamond manufacturers in India feel incredible pressure. Jewelers, incredible pressure. Dealers, wholesalers, Israelis, unbelievable pressure. As distribution is being squeezed by big players lining up exclusive rough-to-retail channels. Exclusive rough-to-retail channels. Understand that, everybody. The U.S. trade must take on a more proactive role protecting their interests. We've been literally, horribly misabused. The current rough diamond supply chain is tainted with dirty diamonds. It's a fact until someone here explains the $2 billion out of Dubai, the $3.3 billion, the NAML and CTF laws in India. Until all those things get cleared up, I want everybody to know there's a good chance you're selling dirty diamonds in your store today. Just face up to it. Buyers must take on a more proactive role with suppliers to ensure an ethical supply chain. Make no mistake, who buys the diamond is responsible for where the money goes. So you guys, America, us guys, 51% of the market, $41 billion, we are responsible for where that $41 billion goes. Money is great and money is poison. How we spread our money around is fundamental to who we are, not just business-wise, but ethically, morally. How do you sleep at night, everybody? We got to go beyond. We got to solve these problems. The Rapaport will make every effort to ensure that De Beers allows its client to disclose their sources, and we need your support. I'm getting old. I'm getting tired. I can't do this myself. I'll be traveling to Surat. Join me when we get the deal to Surat. Everybody, from the smallest retailer who wants a little adventure trip, you can sleep in your sleeping bag along with Ezzy in Koryardu like he did last week. Sleeping bags. Don't have to be a rich man to go to Sierra Leone, I can assure you. And come to Surat with me. Just come. Come and see. You don't have to buy diamonds. I'm not here to hustle you. Come, see, love. Understand who these people are. Get to know them because they're just like you. They're being squeezed. They're under pressure. They're looking for your name and your friendship, but they're also looking to have relationships. So we're going to be going out there, and I ask you finally, please transcend the product to the people. Last note for my team. Thank you for coming to the breakfast. If you have a chance, please talk to the people at Rapaport. There's 30-something of us over here. I think Salvo's come up here to get me going. Yes, there's going to be a 10 o'clock thing, but I want you to stop by our booth or our people, or if you see someone with a Rapaport badge, see how we can help your business and how we can help you to grow your profitability as well. We are in this business, and we are here to help people in an advocacy manner, not adversarial, but advocacy manner, how we can work with your companies and all these different things that we're doing. And lastly, thank you very much. Have a great day at the show.